In Oblivion, a veteran assigned to extract Earth's remaining resources begins to question what he knows about his mission and himself.
60 years ago, Earth was attacked. We won the war, but they destroyed half the planet. Everyone's been evacuated. Nothing human remains. Our job is security and drone maintenance. We're the mop-up crew.
2 more weeks, Jack, and we can leave and join the others.
Doesn't seem right. We won the war. Now we have to leave.
This is Mission Control. How y'all doing this morning?
When I first saw the trailer for Oblivion, I was actually really impressed with the visuals. I thought it all looked great. It almost looked like Apple Store the movie because it was very clean and very sterile, but it still felt sort of grounded in reality. You could tell that it wasn't just green screen stuff completely. And I also like Tom Cruise, and of course, I love Morgan Freeman, so I was looking forward to this movie. And I have to say, in some respects, I was not let down. But in other respects, I was. And the way I was not let down is indeed in the visuals. I thought the visuals were great, but unfortunately the story was lacking a bit. Also, the pacing was a little bit off. And something else that troubles me is that it's very similar to another movie that I love, which I can't say because it'll give it away, so I'll have to talk spoilers at the end of this. But for now, let's get a little more into Oblivion, starting off with the plot. While the movie does have some twists and turns that I didn't know exactly what to expect from, there is a major plot point that I called from just a few minutes into the movie, and like I said, I can't tell you why, I can't tell you what movie it is very, very similar to until I talk spoilers at the end, because if I tell you what movie it is, you'll know how this movie ends. I don't want to ruin it for you, but that throughout the whole movie was a little bit distracting because I knew for sure, 100%, that that was going to be the twist. And it was. Now, according to the director, he wrote this story, I guess he wrote the concept years and years and years ago before the other movie that it's similar to. So, I guess, you know, it's just unfortunate that someone else beat him to the punch, but I'm just saying, it's just what I noticed and it's what distracted me through the whole movie. Other than that, I thought it was interesting. I liked the characters. I liked the kind of the concept of how Earth got to be the way it was, so I thought that was interesting. But in general, I would say the main problem is, I don't know if it's in the script more so, or the directing, or the editing, or what, the pacing was definitely a bit off, because the first half of the movie is pretty slow, the second half is very fast-paced, and things just go boom, 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 and I kind of wish it was a little more balanced out, because, you know, just push a little bit more this way, to the front. That, unfortunately, took me out of it a little bit, because once it started to pick up, I was like, whoa, what's going on? I'm missing things here, and I felt like I was kind of getting confused. But like I said, a major plus to this movie are the visuals. Like I said, very, very cool. A lot of practical stuff, believe it or not. I was really impressed by that, because you don't expect that in a big Tom Cruise blockbuster from the guy that did Tron, you know, the Tron Legacy remake, sequel, whatever it was. Obviously, there's some CG in the movie. Look at what it's about. It has to be. But it really seems like they made a strong effort to go practical as often as possible, and it is very much appreciated. Another great thing about this movie is the sound. Holy shit, I was getting blasted out of the theater with the sound. The robots and stuff and just different things are so loud and just deafening, which I thought was awesome. I thought it was really cool and different. And as far as the acting goes, like I said, I like Tom Cruise. I love Morgan Freeman. Who the hell doesn't? I thought they did a great job. Morgan Freeman is not in it anywhere near as much as I would like, but Tom Cruise, I think, does a pretty good job. You know, not really playing a different character so much, but I just like Tom Cruise, and, you know, it was Tom Cruise in the movie, so what can I tell you? I thought Andrea Riseborough and Olga Kurylenko, if that's how you pronounce it, I apologize if it's not, were also pretty good. Not as big of parts. Again, it's really Tom Cruise's movie, I would say, primarily. But the only other person I'd like to mention, because I thought she was great for what it was worth, you know, it's kind of a small and sort of, you know, bit part. It's hard to explain. You have to see it, I guess. Melissa Leo definitely fit the part well for what it was supposed to be, so I thought she was cool. And yeah, overall, the acting, you know, nothing spectacular, but still definitely no problems there. You got a solid cast, and they delivered. The main problem, like I said, in my opinion, is the pacing of the story and the fact that it's very similar to another movie that I love, which now I'm going to talk spoilers, so if you have not seen Oblivion, please do not watch the rest of this, because when I tell you what the movie is, it's going to spoil what this movie is and a major plot point, so please stop watching now. And unfortunately, I'm going to tell you what the movie is, but I realize that by telling you this, if you haven't seen the movie I'm about to say, it's going to kind of spoil that for you. But you know what? If you saw Oblivion first, it would already be kind of spoiled for you because you would be like, hey, they ripped off Oblivion, and then you'd look and see it was from years ago. Moon. One of the best parts of Moon is the fact that, you know, he's cloned and up there forever. And in Oblivion, right at the start of the movie, as soon as one of them said, we're out of here in 2 weeks, I didn't catch it in the trailer. It's in the trailer, but as soon as they said it in the movie, I was like, no, they're not. This is going to be like Moon. And it was. It was exactly like Moon. Now, you know, obviously, they did it a little differently. It wasn't exactly like Moon. I think I'm being extreme there. And, like I said, the director claims that he wrote the story, the concept of it, I guess, years and years and years ago. So, you know, maybe it's a case of just bad timing, but it's a little distracting, especially if you can call it from the start like I did, because through the whole thing, I'm like, I know what the situation here is. I will say, though, that it led to an awesome fight scene, Tom-on-Tom action. That was really cool. So, you know, I gotta say, I'm glad that exists. That was really awesome. Overall, I wasn't super engaged, maybe because of the pacing issues, but I did appreciate the visuals, especially the practical effects. Very, very cool. Loved the sound. And so overall, Oblivion, I would say, I enjoyed it. It's probably not going to be very memorable for me, but for the time that I spent in the theater, I enjoyed Oblivion. But I want to know what you thought of Oblivion, so please let me know in the comments what you thought of the concept, what you thought of the visuals, the practical effects, what you thought of the sound, and also let me know, please put a spoiler tag if you're going to talk about this, how you feel about it being similar to Moon. And by the way, I apologize if I, you know, inadvertently ruined Moon for you, but like I said, I do think seeing Oblivion first kind of ruins it anyway. I do say you should check out Moon, by the way, please do. But once you've left your comment on what you thought of Oblivion, feel free to click to some other videos of ours. Also, click below to go to our Facebook and Twitter. And if you want to see more reviews, click the logo to subscribe. I'm actually going to send off with a Q&A that was done at the screening I went to with Tom Cruise in attendance. He answered my questions, so I figure I might as well share it with you guys. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
This is pretty much it via Twitter, who asks, Tom, what's your favorite sci-fi film excluding your own?
Oh man, come on. Oblivion.
Excluding your own.
My own Minority Report.
Okay.
War of the Worlds, Vanilla Skies. Okay. You know, to just say one, I think would not be fair because there's so many. You know, when you look at, I think you know, Star Wars. You look at 2001. You look at, you know, Ridley's films that he's done. Alien is a picture that you could just watch over and over again. You know, you look at what he created, the movie he did with Harrison Ford.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. Mm-hmm. I think there's so. I think there's a great ton of them.
It's time to come home.
I'm not gonna do that. Earth is my home.